the line there. Number 6 is Mr. Carbonator. We've talked about consistent horses today and sung their praises, and Southwell was a great example of that in winning that 5 furlong sprint. Well, Mr. Carbonator doesn't know how to run a bad race. He's always there or thereabouts. Ben Curtis bidding for a double on the day. Well, he knows this horse really well, and Mr. Carbonator got his head in front in timely fashion over 1.5 miles here just a couple of starts ago. Was second behind the prolific Social City last time over 1.75 miles off this kind of mark. There's no doubt he'll be competitive off 57. That's not an issue. Perhaps a bigger question mark for him is this drop back in trip. You just wonder if maybe 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles is ideal for him. So it's a little bit of a step back in distance, but again, the fact that the track is riding a little bit on the slower side might just negate that fact, and Mr. Carbonator could certainly hand Ben Curtis a New Year's Day double. It wouldn't be a big surprise at all.
Long Straight Ash, who continues on the inside. Contingency Fee comes next with Mr. Blue, who's 2 lengths behind but travelling okay. Ridden along is Engrave out wide. In behind that is Cold Harbour. False ID has the rail as well. They're well clear of Loch Ness Monster. Now they race inside the final 3 furlongs. Mr. Carbonator and Straight Ash, little between the two, both being ridden. Being asked to quicken now, Mr. Blue, who's got about 1.5 lengths to find. Cold Harbour's trying to get on terms. Contingency Fees under pressure. False ID's on the far side. Engrave and the red cap is down the near side. They've left Loch Ness Monster behind inside the 2. Then Mr. Carbonator joined by Mr. Blue. Straight Ash on the far side. Engrave is down the near side with Contingency Fee. Cold Harbour under Luke Morris trying to get into it. As they make their way inside the final furlong, Mr. Blue and Mr. Carbonator, who's finding plenty, Mr. Carbonator, with Mr. Blue up sides. They're being chased by Engrave. Mr. Carbonator is putting out extra for Ben Curtis. Mr. Carbonator, really gutsy performance, beats Mr. Blue in second, Engrave in third, then came Contingency Fee and Cold Harbour.
Well, it is a double on the day for Ben Curtis. And Mr. Carbonator, well, he didn't know he was beaten, did he? Looked beaten. I thought of half a furlong down, it looked as though Mr. Blue was going to go and get the job done, but he really has dug in deep, and not for the first time we've seen a consistent horse gain a well-deserved success here on the Five Sound. Mr. Carbonator, of course, dropping back in trip. He's produced his best form over further here on the Five Sound, but they went a decent tempo, that helped, and he was always at the sharp end as well, and he really has dug deep here for Ben Curtis, who knows this horse so well, and he's given everything. He's really responded. I just thought at this point Mr. Blue was just going to go and maybe just edge a good half a length clear and get the race won, but he's just got whittled out of it in the end, and look at his head carriage.